So she was born with biliary atresia. She was diagnosed at 7 weeks old through a biopsy and had the Kasai procedure at 7 weeks old. From there, she had frequent episodes of cholangitis. We were in and out of the hospital at least once a year, sometimes up to 4 times a year. Her HELD score was low. So the way they explained it to us was that if she waited for a deceased donor, she would likely become more ill, and we didn't know the severity of that. Also, we would have to wait months, maybe years, with a suitcase by the door ready to go to drop our life at any given time to go for a deceased donor, whereas coming for the living donor, we were able to plan and we got to pick the time. And so after medications failed, they decided to go ahead and list her for transplant. I had done research and knew that I wanted to be the living donor when the time came.
We decided that was probably going to be the best route to go, and all her doctors at Children's of Alabama, they referred us up here, said this was the best place here in Pittsburgh.
Living donor transplant is when a healthy volunteer who wants to make a difference in another person's life donates a portion of their liver, in the case of liver transplant, to a child or an adult who's on the list waiting for a life-saving transplant. And it can be done safely in expert centers such as here at UPMC, because the liver does regenerate both in the donor as well as in the recipient, so that within a month from now, if we look at Haley, we won't be able to tell that she donated part of her liver because the liver will have grown back to its normal size. This was definitely a life-saving transplant. Cholangitis, complications from a liver disease, from biliary atresia's progression over time, even with a successful Kasai, can be life-threatening. And what we really want to emphasize is that once they develop, there's really an urgency to do transplant at the earliest opportunity, because children will often be able to get back to normal life more quickly the faster that they get their liver transplant, once we know that that liver is going to be in need of transplantation.
It made me feel so thankful that I could do it for my daughter. However, just knowing that I would be in another hospital and not being able to care for her.
It's real emotional. It was a long, long day. It's hard to describe, really, unless you've been through something like that.
We prayed and prayed that the Lord would give us peace, and He did. Nobody cried. We gave our hugs, and we said goodbye, and we said we'll see you in a few days, and I went to UPMC, praise be. After surgery, I was 30 years old and couldn't do anything for myself, and they held my hand and walked me down the hall and did everything that they could to get me out of there as quick as possible. Everybody has been so good to us. Their expertise is evident when you walk on the floor. This is what they do. They're experts in it. Nothing seemed to catch them off guard. You can tell how knowledgeable they are, but at the same time, they're so fun and they were so relatable with us. Dr. Kyle came and sat on the floor and played with Adley and made jokes to make her feel comfortable. I am so thankful that we do not have to live wondering what this looks like. We don't have to fear, we don't have to be scared of what this looks like, because we've done it. And it's been great.
We're delighted that this was the 200th living donor liver transplant at the Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh, and the most in the country, but really for us just representing a significant impact of living donation that we've been able to lead here in Pittsburgh. It's been exciting that I've been able to be here for all of those transplants, and really honored to be here and represent the team and lead the team. We're delighted to care for every child through the gift of living donation. It's a true honor. What excites me most about this milestone for her is that it just allows her to be the child that she's meant to be. She's a delightful child, even just a few weeks after surgery. I can't wait to see what discoveries and adventures she has. But this is all what it's all about for us in transplantation, is to give kids and their families hope that they have a new opportunity, a new chapter to really engage and be the children that they're meant to be. And that's what excites all of us.